All right, we have a indoor 52-inch ceiling fan, LED hugger fan. We have a bunch of these to install for friends of ours. I'm going to do an unboxing on this and how to install the fan. The box is already there. We just did that up there. We prepared the wires. We prepared new wiring and some switches on the wall. Let's go ahead and open this fan box. We got a bunch of them to do, but we're going to make a video on how to install this one. So inside the box is packed pretty good right on top. You want to be careful when you use that knife across the top. Look where the fan blades are. You could scratch the blades very easily. But I know that, so I go very easy. You get the blades, you get the instructions, which I do sometimes use. A few of the fan blade brackets. Should have 5. It's 5 here. The light kit is here as well. Get a light kit. All these blades, I usually just right away take them out of the plastic. Try not to scratch anything. It's brand new. We don't want to scratch anything. Some elastic, so it's packed very well. Take all these out carefully. Use one of these bags as your trash bag. Be careful not to throw any screws away. You come across any screws or okay, there we go. There's the parts bag. We need that one. Don't lose that. That's all the screws you need for assembling this fan. Okay, and down here we have the motor. Did you want to go in and take a look? Can you see it? We got the motor, we have the light, we have the fan bracket that's going to hold the fan to the ceiling, and we have the cover, the fan cover that's going to cover the motor. So we can get all this out of here now, or we can just put it on the floor. But one thing I am going to need almost immediately is the fan bar bracket here. That's going to attach us to the ceiling. Okay, trash. I'm going to put this on the floor so I have some room to work. There we go. So what we will need immediately is the fan bracket. This goes up against the fan box in the ceiling. Has some slots here, so you can leave the screws in the box. Just leave them loose and slide this in. I want to take these screws out at least one side. Let me show you why. With the cover of the fan box, this will go like this. Once it's up on the ceiling, it'll go like that, or more like this. So you can see one screw we have to take out, the other one we can just loosen. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take this one out and loosen this one on both sides. It's easier to work on the floor than it is to work up on the ceiling. So we're going to do that work right now. This one has to be out. Don't lose anything. This one just needs to be loose. Okay, same thing on the other side. One needs to be out. And one needs to be loose. Nice. Okay, so with that, we're going to go over with this bracket over to our fan box, which we prepared. This fan bracket allows us to leave the screws in. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one back in a little bit. This one, believe it or not, I want the fan wires to go up through here. And then we can slide this over the screws, like so. So that just slid right over the screws. And I want to tighten this. This one, the little slot where the screw is very narrow. Don't need any washers. I've installed a lot of these and I've never had a problem with the screw popping through. Nice and tight. As this is a kid's room, you certainly don't want it to fall and hit anybody. All right, so we got our wires poking through there. It's pretty safe there. This is not sharp. There's a metal edge here, but it's not sharp. They did something to make it smooth, so you don't have to worry about the wires getting all beat up. Okay, now we need the fan motor. So we have the fan motor. It's very compact, packed very well. Screw around there. Get it open. Okay. Okay. Well, the screws with elastic. Okay, it's going to look a little confusing because the wires colors are different here, but don't worry about that at the moment. I don't know if you can see, there's a notch here. The notch is designed for this side. There's two sides to this bracket. One side has kind of a little neck. This goes in like that, and then you turn it, and it'll hang there while you work on it. It gives you a chance to hang it there. So eventually, when you get all the wiring done, you go boop, put it right up in there. We're going to go get the bag of wire nuts out of there. I want this ground wire to be up here, because I want to make sure nothing is down here. This is where the fan's going to be turning. We don't want any wiring down here. Okay, parts bag. All kinds of stuff. There's the little nuts I was looking for. We get some screws for the fan blades. Screws for putting the fan blades onto the fan motor. Pull chains. And this one, I believe, is for holding the motor up to the bracket. So we want this and this right now. The rest of this can be trashed. Elastic can be trashed. Okay, let's go up. All right, so we got two grounds coming from the fan. Well, one from the fan bracket, as they want the fan bracket to be grounded as well. I never liked how short these are. They always make the lead very, very short. I like it to be a little bit longer than this little 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch. Obviously, this ground I don't have to strip. This one's not insulated anyway. So, and they don't give me enough. They only give me 3. They're getting so cheap these days. They only give me 3 wire nuts. So I'm going to take this ground and this ground, twist them together, and put it on the end of this ground. Line them up. Put my screw on there. I'm going to test for fitting. Okay. So when you're done with that, this can go up into the box. Up and around into the box. That's okay. You can do it from the outside. The outside edge actually feels sharper than the inside. So that one's done. I need to strip these wires, at least the end of them. Same thing, like 3/4 of an inch, half an inch. But they only gave me 2 more wire nuts. Really nice. Again, they only have a ½ inch of stripped wire here, or less. I like to have more. I want more contact, copper to copper, than what they're giving me. The blue, I want more. Black, if I can. Cut it, it's long enough. And put some more. If it'll let you, okay, good. Now just the blue one's too short. All right, 2 wire nuts, 3 connections. Oh boy, what will I do? Okay, neutral. Same thing. Neutral to neutral, the white to white. Twist it around there a little bit if you can. As you're putting the nut on, twist it. Push the wires into the nut. Okay. So far, so easy. Black to black, same thing. Line them up. Twist it. Twist the wire clockwise. Click the nut. Twist the nut clockwise. Okay. And now we have to put the blue, which is the light, onto the red. I need 1 more wire nut. Okay, same thing. Twist. And then take the wire nut. Twist it on. As you hold the wires and push them into the wire nut. Okay. All these can go up into the box. Just be mindful as you push them. You don't want the wires to come off. Okay. Push them up. Why do you want them up in the wire box? Up in the box? A couple of reasons. The box is metal. If it's loose and it sparks for some reason, it's inside a metal box. It's good. You want them up against the drywall. Drywall is more flammable than the metal box. This wire can be in here in this little channel. There should be plenty of room there for the wiring to go up like that. We're going to go ahead and connect the fan motor to the fan bracket. If it's difficult at all, go cross-threading it. It should screw in very easily. Again, everything loose at first. There's any more slack there, okay. And I'm going in. And then tighten everything. All right, let me show you. Let me see the camera. This is what it should look like. You don't want to have any wires in this area. Any wires in there hanging down are going to rub on the fan, and it's going to short out. Eventually it's going to short out. Let me change this zoom level. Okay. Anything in here, if it's hanging down, it's going to short out eventually because it's going to wear out the insulation and then it's going to short. So make sure everything is up above the fan. It's going to stay there. All right, we're ready for the cover at this point. Remember what we did with the screws? Okay, 1 screw there, 1 screw here. Give it a little bit of a turn and it hooks it. It hooks it there. So you shouldn't have to hold it unless it's not slid on all the way. So then the other one, again, leave these screws loose. These are tricky. I've always had trouble with these over the years. That screw needs to go flat or level with the ceiling. If it's going in at an angle, pointing up towards the ceiling, it's going to strip. So it's very hard to get it in there. I've always had trouble with this. And you always end up stripping it. So trying to get this lined up and straight. It's difficult. It should go in easy. Okay. See, even my screwdriver is crooked, the screw's going in straight. And it should go in easy. If it doesn't go in easy, you're probably stripping it or cross-threading it. So you can tighten both these sides while you're here. That one and this one. And this doesn't hold the fan on the wall, on the ceiling. It's only to keep the cover on, so you don't have to torque it so much that you break anything. Yep. Like I said, these screws are super hard to do and not strip them. And if you want to, if it's not up against the ceiling, you can kind of hold it up towards the ceiling once you get the screw started. This side looks like it's hanging down more because of the way the mount is bent. It is not going to fall off the ceiling. It's good. Cool. And as a sanity check, before you get too far, you may want to try one of the switches, like the fan switch, to see if it's connected correctly. All right, nothing's coming on, right? Don't be scared. Okay, so we know we got the fan connected correctly. Because with this particular fan, you can get all done and find out that the wires are not connected and you have to take it all apart again. So that's good. We know that's at least connected correctly. Now the fan blade assembly. We're going to go over here. So we need to assemble all these. There's really no easy way to do this. Carefully just cut the plastic there. I'm going to go find out from Jamie what color. This manufacturer has two colors for the fan blade. Looks like one's like a mahogany and the other is black. So we're going to go find out right now. So the homeowner has decided on the, I don't know, mahogany side. So it's a little bit tricky and confusing, but this is going to be the side that you see. It's going to be facing down, so you want to make sure when you install this, you pick the color that you want to be on the same side as the bracket that's on the blade, showing on the blade. So this is going to be turned upside down. A little bit confusing. And the screws, open the package of screws. And for this, usually to make it to go a little bit faster, I use a drill, but only set it for, if you have a drill that has, you can set this for how strong you want it to be. Set it for only like 5 or something very low, so you can put them in faster normally. So I'm going to get 3 of these started. Carefully. Again, don't want to cross thread anything. And then you hear it? It has a little clutch. It's stopping by itself because I don't want to put it too strong. I don't want to damage anything. And this point is not really the best. It's too pointy, but it's the only one I have for that. Oh, no, it's not. I got another one. It's not quite so pointy. It's clicking because it's actually sliding and skipping instead of tightening. So this one has the point is kind of gone. So that way, if you torque it really hard, you could, break it. But I don't want to break it. These don't need to be on there super tight. All right, so that's pretty strong. Now you can feel it if you do it by hand, and you can make an adjustment on your tool here if you want to. So I think 5 was pretty good. Yeah, 5 is pretty good. So there's the first one. Oh no, I did it wrong. It's black. Nope, that side's going to be up. So this is the side you're going to see. So that's the way we want to do all of them. So we can prepare all of these the same way. all the blades are ready. So we have another bag that is for attaching the fan blades to the motor. And we could use this or we could do it by hand. I actually prefer to do it by hand. Yeah, do it here. Bring these with us. Nope, don't want to scratch them. All right, so I have one screw at the ready, at the end of the screwdriver. These will line up with these little pads that are up there. There's little pads, says there's 2 screws in that pad, 2 screws in this pad. It's like a little rubber pad. It's basically for stopping vibrating and stuff like that, stopping noises. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see me from here, but I pick the one that's closest to me usually, and I hold it in there while I line this up and then get a couple turns on it. Not tight, just a couple turns, because I still need to line it up on the other side. Can you see that? I can bring it over to you if you want. Yep. So this needs to be lined up on the other side. Happens a lot, that's why they give you extra. And now, once they both go in, not cross-threaded, you can tighten it. And these you want to make sure they're pretty tight, because you don't want them to get loose. Go back to the first one, tighten it. And believe it or not, if you have a big flat screwdriver, Philip will get you pretty tight. But these flat screwdrivers, for whatever reason, will get them even tighter. So I usually like to go back after and hit it with a flat screwdriver to get it really tight. And then you just rinse and repeat with all of these. Just installing a fan, it's over $100. Yeah. Like a handyman, some handyman, $150. You want to put the fan up, you want somebody to put the fan up, $150 to do this. Because it takes time. It takes time. Okay. All right, we're back. I'm going to take these off. These are just to protect the chain, I guess, from scratching. And we need these connections here. So we want to take the plastic off of here. Okay. And to be honest, this is supposed to keep this little paper here. It's supposed to, I don't know. It's all electric. It's electric outside, it's electric inside. So the purpose of this thing is unknown, other than to get in the way when you try to put the light kit on. So typically what I do is I take this light kit off. It's probably a big no-no. But it's a huge, huge pain in the neck to try to keep this on and get the light kit in there. I promise, it's very hard to do. It can be done, but it's very hard to do. So typically, this is all electrical, same voltage. This is all electrical, same voltage. It's going into a can. The purpose of this is to get in the way. So, light kit time. Okay, here's the light kit. This has plastic too. And another screw is attached here that you don't need. I'm assuming it's another one for holding the glass. We're going to put the glass on. It's a long screw. They have it inside here in case you lose one of the originals. So let's see if I can get that off of there. Okay, this is kind of important. This plastic piece is to protect the wires. That should be down in here. That's to protect the wire from getting all scratched up. So for now, we need to take these out. There's 3. Take those out. Okay, don't lose them. They're kind of small. There might be one that can stay in, but I don't think so. I think all these have to come out. This is to attach your light kit to your fan. So we have a white and a blue up here. Remember the blue that was up in the top part. So now it's all the way down here because it's for the light. So the black goes to the blue, and I get this so close I can't even tell. I get a little sticker here. I can't even tell which one's which. So the blue is this one. They just click in. You got to line them up and they click in. Little pin in there, and they just click in. That's it. So here's why I didn't want the paper. All this needs to go back up. There's a certain way this fits into this fan canopy. I don't know if you can see it right here, Ian. There's a switch to reverse the fan direction. It's very close to the bottom of this opening. If you turn this any other way, this has to line up with that switch. If you don't line that up with the switch, you're never going to get this cover on. So not only that, you've got to get these chains fed through these little openings on that side and on this side. And then try to get all that wire into this canopy without it being outside. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You won't be able to get the cover on. So it's super tricky to get all that wiring in there, hence the reason why I had you take that paper off. If you had that paper on, it'd be impossible. All right, so that's lined up. It goes right in. Makes it look easy. Now, the next hard thing. Get the screw on the end of the screwdriver. Preferably a Philip. Okay, get that back up in there because the blades are going to be in your way. And you got to hold the light and the screwdriver, and this is when you need to have 3 hands. All right, this one you can tighten all the way. Once you get one, the rest is easy. Okay, here's one. Need to be taller. But basically, you just install these 3 screws for the light kit. Put them all the way in. And my chain's hanging out. All the wires are in the canopy where they should be. If you don't get the wires in the canopy and you tighten it, it's probably going to cut the wires. It'll probably short up. So that's the reason why I take out that plastic piece. Just makes it so much easier to get that closed. And my last one. Wait, slip. Okay, let me take the phone. We'll see what it looks like here. All right. So, okay. So that's what that looks like there. There's one there. There's one 1/3 of the way around. And another one. So, no wires sticking out. That's good. And the part that makes it difficult is you have a switch here. That's for changing the direction. This is used for changing the direction of the fan, whether it blows down or blows up. That's why that has to be lined up properly. Okay, it comes with an LED EcoSmart 60 watt, but it's only a 60 watt equivalent. It's actually using 9 watts, which is super. You want to plug that in, screw it in like a regular light bulb. Okay, make sure it's all the way in. Don't break it though. These screws up top for the glass kit need to be backed off a little bit. Not all the way, just a little bit. Should be 3. Make sure that's all the way up. And then screw them in till you feel a little bit something against there. Next one. These screws you don't want to put tight because you're screwing right up against the glass. It has a rubber band on it, but tight ends up breaking the glass. We don't want tight. Oh, I went backwards on that one. I actually loosened it. That's going to be fun. Don't back it out all the way. Otherwise, you have to fight with it to get this back in. Okay. Turned it the wrong way. Yay, that's that. And then your fan, your pull chains. I'm not exactly sure which one's which. You can't really tell by looking at it. So the best way is to head over to the switch, put the light on. Whoop. If the light's not on, don't worry. Pull one of the chains and find out what's going on. Okay. These are marked with fan symbol. So I know this one's the light. I want to put this one here for my fan. Okay. And this one's marked with the light. Shows a little balloon, but it looks supposed to be the light. Put that in there. And I hit the switch here by accident. Oh, the switch is off. Put the fan switch on, and that's going the wrong way. So we're going to go ahead and change this direction here. All right. With the blades, you want it to blow down. And I think that's low. No, that was high. Okay, it just takes a while to ramp up. Oh, actually moves some pretty good air. That's it, folks. That's it. Now you got a whole lot of trash to throw away, and we can control the fan over here, not the speed, but we can control the fan off, the light off from here. If you wanted to control the fan speed from here, you would have to change the switch over there to a fan speed controller. You can take the chain off then and do that way, but whatever you left it in, if you left it in high speed on the fan over here and you shut it off over there, when you turn it back on, it'll be high again. But you have the option to change the speed here or turn it off here or whatever. So yeah, sounds good. Not really making any noise and it's blowing some good air.